Hey, what's up? I'm X, and welcome back to the 4 Idiot series, the series where I show you how to do content in RuneScape as fast as possible. Please subscribe. Please. Let's get into the Ice and Fire Giants, the Royal Titans today. This boss is designed for players level 90 and above and is meant to be fought in a 2-man duo, but you can also solo it if you would like. Players fighting this boss are most likely looking for the Prayer Scroll upgrades, which basically turn your Mystic Might and Eagle Eye into a step below Rigor and Augury. Additionally, both of these bosses drop half of a Twin Flame Staff, which is a staff that automatically identifies an elemental weakness of a monster and uses that spell accordingly. It also drops Desiccated Pages, which can be made into burnt, soaked, or soiled pages, and of course, there is a pet. For gear, I have a couple different price points that should work for any playstyle, including Iron Man. The most important thing is that you have a good 4-way switch for each style or so. Bring your strongest and fastest attacking melee weapons, such as a whip over a fang, as they both have very low defense and more hits is better damage. A rune crossbow with ruby bolts until 400 HP and diamond bolts afterwards. And some mystic robes and a staff for auto-casting standard spells, as well as your highest fire and water spell. Getting here is easy enough. Simply use a house teleport and run from the house portal in Remington, or use the fairy ring AIQ and run north to the Asgarnia dungeon. Once here, run west to the shortcut here with 60 agility, or run around until you reach this hole here. Now if you'd like to fight the boss solo, simply head into the hole. If someone is joining you, they will need to be on your friends list and then can type in your name to get in there. If you're joining someone else, just hit that same join button and type in that person's name. Once you get in, both Eldrick the Ice King and Branda the Fire Giant Queen will spawn in on both sides of you and start being able to be meleeed. They will walk away shortly after this. When they walk away from you, you'll want to use whatever range gear you brought until they shout out that they're coming back over, at which point you'd want to start meleeing them again. Throughout the entirety of their fight, they will spawn these lines of icicles and flames which need to be extinguished, otherwise you can end up in a tight situation. I'd encourage duos to have one player focus on each boss and have either water or fire spells in their staff and ready to go. When the fire shows up, the water guy will put on the staff and click the walls. They do splash clear the walls as well, so make sure to hit these ones next to the middle to clear them quickly. This is also a one-tick action which allows you to get back onto the boss immediately. The bosses can also spawn these 3 little minions, either fire or ice guys. Have them all stacked or at least within the splash damage of each other, and send the opposite elemental spell at them wearing your most accurate magic gear like Mystics and a Book of Darkness or something like that. You should max hit every single time. Keep ranging the bosses and melee as they come close, and deal with the minions and walls as you need to. Occasionally when the Titans come to melee distance, they will also do this stomp kind of attack here. Simply pray melee and you won't take damage. At around 30% HP, they will teleport onto the platform both north and south of you. They will have their old attacks, but gain a new one where they spawn a tile that you must be stood on when the progress bar on it disappears. Otherwise, you will take 3 instances of about 20 to 30 damage. Once you've seen the attack 3 times, it's safe to step off of that tile. It's very important to keep these bosses' HPs relatively the same, as the room gets a little bit harder if one is dead far before the other. For example, praying melee no longer negates the stomp damage, and that safe tile attack will always be as far away as possible. Put your best melee gear on, and when you have to wait on that tile, switch to range to keep the damage on. Try to kill them at roughly the same time, and when they're dead you'll have the option to loot either of them. They both have different loot tables depending on who you're looting, so make sure you look at the stuff that you need before looting. You also have the option to double your pet chance or take pages from them if you right click when looting them. I hope that this video was helpful. Get out there and get a partner and get killing, and please subscribe. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.